Hi guys, this is Klaus. I'm here in my office in Schruns in the beautiful Montafon. It is November and I cannot ski yet due to lockdown. We hope that numbers will continue to go down over the next weeks, and I look forward to the start of the ski season, which will hopefully happen soon. The good news for you is that I have decided to publish some more content over the next weeks here through my YouTube channel and my website. The content is going to be a bit different to what I have done so far, as you can probably already tell. And I will start today with a ski analysis that I have just done for a big German YouTuber called Marius Quast. Marius is a great guy from Munich, has a really interesting YouTube channel, and I'm very happy that we could do that project together. It's going to be an analysis on his skiing, and I'm going to talk a bit about how we can improve our performance in carving, how we can get closer to the snow without giving up on performance. A very relevant topic, as I believe, because I watch a lot of people try to get really close to the snow, but then ski a sub-ideal turn. So this is going to be about how you can ski a stronger, more exciting turn that also works where it gets steeper. I hope you will like it. I will publish an article on the topic also on my new blog on sofaski.com, and the full 20-minute analysis video will be available for my customers in the member area. The German version will be on Marius' channel. I think that's it. After the analysis video, I'll have a quick interview with Marius, so don't miss that. And feel free to comment below if you have any questions or if you have any suggestions for the next videos. I hope I can produce some good content over the next weeks. And I also hope that I'll be on snow again soon. Thank you guys for watching. Let's get started. Perfect. The original analysis was done in German. This video now is going to be a bit different. It's not a typical analysis where I talk to someone personally. I'm just going to show you the things that we have pointed out here in this video. The footage that I used is all from Marius' channel. The main clip I used for the analysis was this run here, filmed with an action cam. Some medium radius carve turns where you can see that Marius here is getting some really nice speed out of those turns, some really nice performance from his skis back. And before we look closer into what is going on in these turns and what we could do better here, I made a step back and used this video here from Marius to explain some of the basics. In general, when I talk to someone in an analysis, I never want to assume that certain things are taken for granted. So I first want to define what are the things that we agree on or that we want to work on. In this case here, we talk about what does make a ski turn, what do we need to achieve when we want the skis to carve and not slide. And there are basically two key things. One is that I need to get the skis on the edge. And number two is that I need to be able to balance enough over my outside ski. Edging happens through ankles and knees, and the balance over the outside ski happens by us not just leaning to the inside, but pulling ourselves forward and over in this direction, so we are over the outside ski enough. In general, we want to have the forces line up so that we have the main force go through the inside edge of the outside ski. If I would get too much to the inside, the outside ski might slide. How much we need to do that always depends on the situation, on the force that is working on us. So it really matters how big that force is that is working on us. Here Marius is on a blue slope, and a position like this would probably be enough as well to carve a clean turn. So very important to understand, I don't need to overdo getting angulated. I just need to do enough of it so that I'm balanced over the outside ski, that the outside ski is the boss. The steeper it gets, the faster I go, the more I have to do this. Now back to the shots that we want to look at. And this is the shot that we're using here. the top of the turn here, and if we have now a look what happens in the next few frames, Marius is getting the skis on the edge, and the pressure against the skis is starting to build up more and more. You can see now how the tips start to roll up, how the pressure starts over the tips of the skis here. Now the pressure is moving further back, and in this moment now is right in the middle underneath his ski. You can see that he smiled, that he knows, yeah, I got this one really well, I'm right on it. And as a thank you from the ski, afterwards he will then get a lot of speed. He will get that rebound out of the turn. So when you hit a turn like this, when you're doing the right things at the right time, you get rewarded with the rebound from the ski. You feel how much speed you're able to take through the turn, and that's the goal in carving. We want to have maximum performance because the skis are carving a clean turn and don't slide. Oftentimes when I look at stills on Facebook, for example, with people doing a turn with their hip on the snow, and you can actually see that they're way too much on their inside ski and the performance of the turn is not going to be great. This here would be an example for a shot like this. So the cameraman is standing over here, and the picture here, maybe what Marius was aiming for as well, was, okay, let's try to get in there. And if I try maybe that little bit too much to get to the inside, then the hip might drop. He gets too much over this leg, and as a result, because Marius is not over the outside ski enough, the outside ski here is breaking out a bit. So here it is still on the edge, but then in the next moment we'll see the tail wash out a bit. And that happens because he's moved too much to the inside, and that's why he has a loss of performance there. So that's what we have in the analysis then identified as the main goal, the main thing we would like to work on, to be careful here, especially on the left footers at this part of the turn here, not to be tempted to move to the inside, but to give enough love and attention to the pressure over the outside ski. So topic for this clip, how can we get higher edge angles, how can we get closer to the ground without losing performance? And it all starts with enough ability to be able to keep the outside ski in charge at all times. When we go through the turn with changing forces, changing speed, we always need to adjust. And the key skill is being able to do the right things at the right time, not to do things too early or too late. In a good ski analysis, it's also very important for us to give the skier a good visual. It's more important than the words, is being able to see the difference between a turn that looks like that and a turn where we are about to lose the outside a bit. If the skier can see that, then he also has a bigger chance to later then recognize it if that happens in his skiing. So I think it's a very easy to remember moment here. I think Marius knows exactly how it feels when he's on the outside ski like that. And I think he also knows when he loses the leg there and the outside ski stems out. If we have a good visual for this, we can also practice that in our minds. We can also work on these turns even from our sofa, even when we're not on the mountain. The difference between a perfect turn and one where we're a bit too much on the inside can often be very, very small. Here from my instructional blue to powder, I try to show, again, looking at the image here, the skier here still looks fairly relaxed. I think I'm enough on the outside ski here from looking at this still. But if we now Photoshop my upper body and move it just a few degrees to the inside, I think we can see that this is already a different story here. So there's really a small difference between me getting that little bit too much over the inside leg, getting stuck on that edge, or me making enough adjustment in the course of the turn to stay balanced. So I want to pull the hip up and I want to pull myself forward and over so I can put the outside ski in charge, be clean over this one here. And that's going to be the goal for Marius here. The arms can be one of the focus things. We then, once identified what we want to do differently, we then want to have some easy reminders. And one easy reminder that triggers that movement maybe a little bit could be the arm there. So don't move the arm forward too much, because that might turn you around more. So what we want to take away from a good analysis is a clear image of what we want to achieve, some easy reminders that I can try to do differently when I'm then doing it, and some easy checkpoints where I can see, all right, are my skis still in the same distance? Are they both carving? Am I still balanced over my outside ski? So now let's have a closer look at what you can do to get closer to the snow while not giving up performance. And to explain that a bit better, let's have a look at this shot here from above. And what I would like you to look at is try to spot where Marius' center of mass goes in relation to the skis and what the skis are doing. Let's maybe zoom in a bit and just watch where that red dot would go in relation to the skis and what the performance of the skis is looking like. If we now compare the two stills, I think we can see that here on the right side, Marius seems to be more on top of his outside ski. If we have a look at the hip, we can imagine maybe that it's a bit more like that. On the left side, the center of mass is a lot further in, and we can't really see it from this image, but I'm pretty sure that the hip is also maybe a little more dropped to the inside there, as we have seen it in the other images. So really important one for us to realize, I'm actually on that left-footed turn and moving in there quite a bit more, and that is part of the reason why the outside ski is doing that. So what does that mean for everybody else that tries to get closer to the inside of the turn? Basically, the point I'm trying to make is we want to be careful that we're not just trying to move in there, but that we still, from the beginning, make sure that we have the outside ski, that we manage to balance on it and never let it go. To be able to do that better is a matter of practice, ski basics and fundamentals. I'm not going to become better at carving by just banking more. If I just focus on that early inclination and I don't have enough fundamental skills to stay balanced over the outside ski, then it's never going to work. An image that we use for this is, if you imagine me standing here on a road with two tilted walls on each side, and I'm trying now to jump to this spot here, left and right, and push myself off that wall as good as I can. Then if I end up too far away from the wall with my center of mass, I won't be able to push off because my legs are long and I won't have the same effect. If I manage to get to it close enough and on top of it, then I have a better chance to achieve that. If I get my hip more over my skis, as we can see it in the right image, or here in this person, then I have more power, I have more possibility to adjust. So the moment I move too far away from the skis, the moment the leg gets long, I cannot influence the turn a whole lot anymore. Apart from the fact that I need to ski the turn mainly on my inside ski, I also cannot influence the turn using my outside ski. If I'm more on top of it, then I can bend the knees more, edge the skis more, pull myself more forward. I have all the options. And that's what we're trying to show here. So be careful that when you're looking for your carved turns, the first thing has to be that you stay on top of your outside ski enough that you don't let the outside ski go. If we have a look at this example here that I found online, Watch what he does here in this moment, here and there. He's getting himself over the outside and he is able to push off. If I just stay in the middle here with my center of mass, if I maybe just focus on moving my center of mass to the inside, just moving laterally and not enough forward and on top, then all I can do is push the outside ski out. So what we want to achieve, if we take that back to skiing again, I want to be able to get on top, be dynamic. I want to be able to adjust and move in every moment. And I don't just want to push the leg, the skis out and wait for the turn to be over. That's the image I want to have for my turns. To get better with it, we need drills, we need practice, we need a good coach. This part here is, I believe, very important, and you can get a lot of good work done from your home just by seeing this, by understanding this better. You can send me your clips and I can show you exactly what I think you should be working on. To then actually change the movements after we do the work in our heads, we then want to bring it to snow. And for Marius here, I picked 2 exercises. One here with the poles in front of his body. The focus is on keeping the arms quiet, on always being able to see the hands, and as we go through the turn to just drop the outside hand a little bit. All these drills you can find on Marius' channel. Some really good material there. We want to be careful here. Have a look. I like this execution, but now watch, it gets a bit less steep. And now Marius starts to move the outside hand forward a bit more again. And that's what he here with his habit has to be a bit careful, that the arm doesn't come forward. Have a look at the right arm here, that it really just goes down, but doesn't drive forward too much. Because that might then, in his case, lead to him maybe falling on the inside a bit too much. Doing this with the arms is something we see in the World Cup, in the flat areas as well. But again, expert skill, what the pros are doing doesn't mean that it's also something we need to do, especially if we have a weakness somewhere. This one here you can also find on my video. This drill here exaggerates the forward and over by trying to touch the snow with the pole that is on the outside, and have a look at it. By doing that, Marius actually gets blocked to make that rotation to the inside, and he gets really nicely over his outside ski here. With all these drills, try to do them as clean as possible. You will feel when you do it right and when it feels really good. If you do this one really good, you will be able to see that I could, if I wanted, I could even just lift that inside leg. That's how clean I am over the outside ski. And that's what we're trying to look for here. Here he skis into a hole a little bit, loses the balance, but that's what we're looking for here with this drill, full balance over the outside. If we then do this faster, we can also get more inclined, and that again takes us back to our topic. If he is perfectly balanced over his outside, he can also then play more with inclination. He can then just put the inside leg down again and carve the turn on both legs. But again, it's first we need to have the skill for the outside ski, then we can start to bank and not the other way around. Excellent, guys. That was it. Also check out sofaski.com for a longer version and for the article on this topic. Ausgezeichnet. Back to the office. Perfect. Excellent, guys. This was my analysis that I did for Marius. I have Marius here with me now, and first would like to thank you very much for allowing me to analyze your videos, your skiing. I think the first step to ski improvement is to have an open mindset. And thank you very much, Marius. Speaks for you that you were willing to do that. I hope that you could get something out of it. How do you feel about the analysis?
Amazing, Klaus. Thank you so much as well. So it was my pleasure to hear some feedback of you, and it was awesome. Like the technique you used were awesome. The lines you drawed on my skiing was something I've never seen before in a situation like this. And so props from me to you. It was amazing to see it. And yeah, to be honest, feedback like that is sometimes hard because. Yeah, actually you want to feel like you're the very good skier and you don't have to like get any tips to get better, but there is a lot to improve, as we saw in the recordings before. And yeah, next challenge for me is to realize it in the snow when we are back on the slopes.
Yeah, to the big goal to once you see the visuals and got the input to then feel it on the snow and make the adjustments. And yes, I hear that often that it is a bit painful, but I think that it's a necessary and an important step. If we don't face the feedback, we can get better. I think that it could be a helpful tool for many other skiers. Marius, tell me a little bit, what do you do on your channel?
Yeah, mainly the channel started to show people around ski areas to give them a feeling what skiing means, what it feels like. And we are doing a lot of like emotional skiing videos where we show people great locations of skiing, how to improve their skills as well. So there are some technique videos of my own, and there are mostly videos to help people get to exactly the location and the ski resort they want to. So my main focus on YouTube is to inspire people to go skiing, to go outside, and not just be in front of their computers, which we are now, but yeah, mostly to really inspire and to get the people out of their doors.
Yeah. There's some amazing videos that Marius has on his channel. If you're interested in going to different places, check out his channel and see if you maybe find a video of the location, because you get some really a good idea of how it looks like. And also your instructional content, Marius has just published a series on what beginners can expect in the first lessons. And some of your lessons are with subtitles as well. So yeah, a lot of really good stuff. And I'm happy that we could do something together.
Yeah, same here. It's always good when some YouTube communities come together and join and see what they can get out of each other's.
Yeah, I see the same. And I hope we can maybe test the Montaphone one day together and go for a ski together.
True.
And
never really been, so
let's do it. And we also will most likely do another video on Marius skiing. Post if you have any questions, if you have any comments, and maybe we can then talk about that next time. And yeah, I think that's it from here. Marius, thank you very much.
Thank you so much from my side. It was awesome. And we see us in the next videos or maybe on the slopes, hopefully.
We'll stay in touch. Bye, Marius.
Best. Bye.